Well, good afternoon. This is April 7th, 2022. And it's raining outside a little bit, not quite, and 42 degrees, overcast. Haven't had much sun. I'm in the library again, downstairs in Groundworks. I think Groundworks. So you're seeing, I put this clay together at home, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. This has been sitting down on my studio table, so today I decided to bring it, and I put a whole bunch of white clay in it. So I'm looking at it and asking it, what are you going to be? I think we all have that. Who am I going to be? Well, last week I mentioned about Myron Jr. being shot and being in the hospital in very serious critical condition. He passed away Sunday at 3:24 Mountain Time in the afternoon. So that's very much on my mind. I have not said very much about why I'm so close to Black Elk's family and Myron Jr. So today seems the right time to say. So starting at the beginning, when I was a little kid, having this awareness that we'd done something wrong to get the land. And a part of that was the emotional part. It was very emotional for me to be aware of that as a little kid and not really understand. It left me when I was 12, so keep this understanding. This is about intuitive knowing and how you can bury that. So at 12, I must have buried it. Somehow I went to the airport and learned how to fly. Somehow my husband also went there, and he took up flying lessons, and we met in 1962 in April. In fact, we met probably just about this same time. I thought he was a Japanese exchange student, and he turned out to be a full-blooded Indian. That awareness I had as a child didn't come back. Next year we married and went to Alaska to live. I lived native in Yakutat, very well accepted in the community. They became my people. I heard all the negative stories about what white people had done. And I heard it in my head, but my heart couldn't hear it. Got very involved in Indian affairs in D.C., the land claims in Alaska. And as you know, I went to the premiere for Marlon Brando about how the film industry had portrayed Native people. In all those years, that awareness never came back. But in 1987, in October, I was asked to give a talk on urban Indians for an urban history class I was taking. And one of the books that I was asked to, I wasn't asked, what are they called? My counselor, my guidance counselor, my whatever. He was a psychology professor, and he said, have you ever read Black Elk Speaks? So I got the book and read it. Well, it was very pivotal. I had what they call an enormous epiphany. I woke up to what we'd done to get the land. And I began to be able to feel. I began to cry. I couldn't seem to stop the tears. I was seeing the essence of our country and what we'd done to get the land. So for 5.5 years, I read and became well acquainted with all of so much of our history and pondering it. And then a little idea came into my head, and all of us who do writing and artwork, we have no idea where these things come from. All of a sudden there's something in our head that says, wouldn't it be nice to do this? So for me it was an idea. Here was Black Elk. Black Elk had his vision when he was 9. He'd seen so much what his people had happened to them. He was there at Wounded Knee. He'd even been shot. And yet in 1931, he was trusting a white man to record his vision. It really blew me away. So I had this idea, wouldn't it be cool to write a play around? And obviously, going to the premiere for Marilyn had a lot of impact on me. Film was kind of like the enemy's tool. So the thought of using a film to portray it seemed really wrong to me. Oh, I just love how to see these colors moving around together. This is why I love to do swans and ducks, and their necks are so much fun to pull. Well, I guess my daughter, she was 15 at the time, must have heard me talking about this. And she said to me, why don't you try a screenplay instead? And I sat down on the couch. I sat down with no pencil and no paper and thought, oh, heck, I'll kind of imagine the first scene. And I see the first scene over Wounded Knee right after the massacre and the snow starting to come down. And then I have a vision for this. I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything, but it was as if all the details floated down, just like that feather in Forrest Gump. I remember seeing Forrest Gump, and it was like seeing my own experience up on a screen. So I had a friend that came over the next day. I shared it with her, and she thought it was really something. By the way, in 1972, when I became a Christian, I had a nudge to pray for John Denver. Never knew why, so I prayed for his family, being aware of Marlon and how tough Hollywood is. Being a celebrity is not an easy thing. Don't ever wish to be famous. So when I did have the vision, I realized that music is so important, and it was like, gee, John Denver, he's the ideal person to write the music. Of course, I was only playing. I had not a serious thought in my mind that this was really something that I'd really do. So like I said, the lady came over, my friend, and she thought it was beautiful. And this is before computers, at least for the general public. I went out and bought a word processor because I knew I couldn't just write it. And I sat down and wrote the first scene longhand. And then for the next 5, 6, 7 days, I wrote and I rewrote the first scene. And that's what I'm going to read to you right now. And I realize that the book, I'm reading and writing the whole thing. It belongs to Black Elk's family as much as my family. And I will end up dedicating this to Myron Jr., all of it. From now on, it belongs to him. So, Our Tear. And by the way, I have read this to hundreds of people over the last, this was 1993, a long time. So, Our Tear. Last night I had a dream. High in the sky I saw a mighty eagle. All around him large fluffy flakes of snow were slowly drifting towards the earth below. The mighty eagle was keeping company with them. I felt as if they knew each other, that they were brothers. The mighty eagle began to mirror the movements of one particular snowflake. The eagle and the snowflake seemed to be dancing together. The whole sky filled with unbelievably beautiful music as they danced. It was as if their dance was giving birth to the music itself. So gentle and peaceful were the music and the dance that tears of joy began to fill my eyes. As I watched and listened, it was as if my own spirit had joined with theirs and was now a part of the dance. The gentle, peaceful dance of harmony. I felt as if my heart would burst in its joy. The snowflake seemed to possess power to control its movements and destination. It had purpose. It seemed to know where it was to go and why. It was the same for the eagle. The panorama of the earth began to come into view. The snow no longer veiled the scene below. It was as if a giant hand had drawn the curtain aside just for me. I realized it was a special scene I was to see. Without it, the play would lose its magic. I knew there was magic in the scene I was to see. Below was a lone tree. It was a majestic tree. I could see that, even though it appeared withered and almost dead now. Its majesty was not hidden by its present form. It was as if the tree was revealing its true nature to me for a reason. It had purpose. It knew what it was doing and why. The lone tree standing there in its withered form, reigning over its silent subjects. My tears of joy, please, please don't take them away. Please don't take the dance of harmony away. If you do, the music of peace will die. I can't live without the music. I need it. Now that I've heard the music, I can't imagine life without it. The dance, the music, they were so gentle and so peaceful. Please, I want to keep dancing with you both. Please. Oh, please, I don't want to see. Oh, dear God, no. Magic. How can there be magic in this scene of all scenes? Surely not in this one. How can there be magic in this one? I cannot see it. I cannot see the magic. I cannot comprehend how there can be purpose in this scene. Oh God, dear God, I'm not seeing this scene, I'm living it. I'm feeling their pain, their horror, their pleading as my own. I want to dance. I want to hear the music. I don't want to do this. Please, please, no. Their dark forms are coming into view now. Please, I can't stand this. I can't stand to see this. The closer we come in our descent, the darker they seem, the more still they appear. Everything is so black. Everything is so white. Where's the color? I need color. Colors always brought me joy. I need joy. Please. No. No, not that color. Any other color. Just not that color. Oh, dear God, I should not have asked for color. How can there be magic in crimson beads scattered in the Christmas snow? I am aware of the presence of my brothers on either side of me, the mighty eagle and the powerful snowflake. They seem to understand my pain, my horror, my pleading. They are as gentle as their dance. They offer me their comfort. That is all they can do. They know that for all their might and power, they cannot change the scene. Only knowing it can make the tree bloom again. I want to shut my eyes, but I can't. I can't shut my eyes. They won't shut. They are obeying me. Why won't they obey my commands? I own them. They're my eyes. They need to obey me. Why won't they obey me? It is as if my eyes, who aren't my eyes anymore, have power in themselves apart from me. It is as if they know what they are to see and why. They have purpose. The scene below is right before me now. I don't want to see. Please, I don't want to see the scene. Dear God, no. There is so much blood. The blood is so red. The snow is so white. The contrast, I hate it. I hate it. Please take it away. The red blood and the white snow are so opposite from each other. It is as if they are at war, opposite from each other. For what? Why? The contrast between them is so extreme, so like the crimson beads we gave them for their land. How can we ever call this land ours? Every time we call this land our land, we speak a lie. Oh, the enormity of the lie we speak when we call their land ours. Where are we going? Why? Is there any purpose in my tears? My tears can't bring their dead bodies back to life. That dead mother over there, she'll never nurse her infant son again. Oh God, he's nursing at her breast. The white milk of her breast has been replaced by the red blood of her heart instead. Oh God, the symbols of red and white are all around us now. It is as if the scene that is so real is filled with symbols of eternity. Where's the magic? I can't see it. I cannot see the magic. Oh God, I can't see the magic in this scene. I must make my eyes look somewhere else, anywhere else, just not there. I must look at my newfound brothers instead. I can still hear the music. I can still see them dancing. I'm still dancing with you. We're still dancing together. I'm with you. You protect me, won't you? I must focus on your movements that are now my movements too. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. No. I can barely hear the music now. It's so soft now. I can't hear it. All I can hear now are their screams. Their screams are drowning the music. It is as if their screams are like a mighty flood upon the land of music, drowning the music everywhere, just like the flood of noise day. Is there no ark to rescue the music from the flood of their silent screams? I literally ache to hear the music right now. Will I ever hear the music again, as I heard it before, with the mighty eagle and the powerful snowflake, as I heard it when we danced the beautiful dance of harmony? It seems so long ago. Where are we going, and why are we moving so fast? Why is everything else moving so slowly? It is as if every detail can be seen at once, every snowflake, every drop of blood. I can see them each independently and yet all together at the same time. How strange to see this way. The detail is so clear. I've never seen things so clear before. The edges of everything are so sharp. It is as if their sharpness is cutting my soul. My soul is bleeding. My tears of grief, the blood of my soul. Cut my body instead. Please cut my body instead. Don't cut my soul so deeply. You know where we're going, don't you? You know where you're supposed to take me, don't you? You know why, don't you? I feel as if my soul is being pulled asunder. A part of me wants to trust you. A part of me doesn't even know if you exist. I can't trust in something that doesn't really exist. Don't you remember your brothers on either side of you, comforting you in your pain, your horror, your pleading? I created them. I sent them to comfort you. They exist, so I exist. Trust in that. But how can it be good for me to live in this scene? Surely it wasn't good for that dead mother over there. I wish I could just see the scene. Why must I live it as if it were my own? How strange all this is for me. Oh, dear brother, mighty eagle, what's happening to your feathers? Your feathers, they're losing their color. They're turning white. Why? Why are you turning so white as the snow dancing around you? And your size, you don't look so mighty anymore. You're getting so small. You and the powerful snowflake are dancing so close together now. The closeness of your dance is drawing me into it. Strange, I'm watching myself dancing with my brothers. How strange. Oh, I see a man over there standing all alone on that high ridge. We seem to be headed right for him. Is he our destination? Were we meant to go to him? I can't look into his face. I can't look into his face. But my eyes, who aren't my eyes, won't listen. They are riveted on his face. Oh God, I have no human words to describe the look on his face. The horror and pain in his face cannot be described. It is as if his pain and horror are reflected in my own. All I can see now are his eyes. Oh, the pain in his eyes. Please, mighty eagle, powerful snowflake, please comfort him, not me. He needs your comfort so much more than I do. He needs to dance with you. He needs to hear the music. If any man has the right to hear the music of peace and join the dance of harmony, it surely is this man. The mighty eagle and the powerful snowflake are going right to him to comfort him. It is as if I'm going with them to comfort him, to add my own comfort with theirs. I feel as if I know him. How can that be? I feel as if I really know him with a very deep knowing. His eyes, I can't focus on anything else, just his eyes. It is as if I can see the whole of everything in his eyes. I feel as if our destination had been chosen long, long ago. Oh, my brothers are almost one now. We're almost to him now. His face is so close now. Strange, for all the pain and horror I see reflected in his face, I can also see his gentle spirit. To see his pain and gentleness at the same time is a paradox to me. What's that? What's that leaving his right eye? Oh, yes, of course, a tear, of course. Yes, that makes sense right now, a tear. Oh, I know how he feels. It is as if his pain is mine also. It is our pain together, I feel. The oneness of our pain is holy. The mighty eagle and the powerful snowflake are no longer separate. The mighty eagle is so tiny and white, a part of the powerful snowflake now. I feel myself a part of them too. Our destination is fixed. Nothing can change it now. Oh, I understand now. That tear, that lone tear, as lonely as the tree, and the man who stands on this high ridge before us, that lone tear rolling down his right cheek, is our destination. We were destined to join his tear that is now our tear. Those 5.5 years before I had the vision, I came to a feeling that there seemed no answer. And it seems like this vision for the screenplay came from that. And what you've just heard is my pain for the 5.5 years. That's what the 5.5 years were like for me, of reading and knowing all of that. And I realized with Myron Jr.'s death, it also was a tear I've joined now. Next week, I will tell you about the joy scene. The last scene of the screenplay ends with joy. And on the March 26th, I wrote that scene. and I will tell you about it then. So this has been very difficult to read, and is very difficult maybe to hear. But I leave you with knowing that a week from now I will read The Scene of Joy. And especially with what's going on in Ukraine, if any time is a good time for us to know Black Elk's vision, it is now. And it is my hope that what I'm doing helps to bring us back to his vision and to the creator of us all, the great mystery. Thank you for listening.